Carmelo Anthony grew up as a street kid, but not your typical street kid. Sports provided a significant distraction from the crime and drug dealing that characterized the housing projects near his home. Young Carmelo avoided trouble and succeeded as an athlete thanks to the firm guidance of his mother after his father passed away and the protective instincts of his many mentors, including his older brothers. This is the family of Carmelo Anthony. Anthony's father was a Puerto Rican man who reportedly passed away when Anthony was only 2 years old. His name? Carmelo Iriarte. Iriarte fought for social justice and equality for his people as a member of the Young Lords. Anthony doesn't remember much about his dad, but he did leave behind a memoir to help Anthony remember him. Iriarte wrote poetry, and he left Anthony a book full of poems that he wrote. Anthony only began getting more information about his dad over 10 years ago, which also leaves us with little information about him. He discovered that his dad was born in the late 1940s in Manhattan. He was active in the Young Lords organization, as we said, which was located in New York. It's an organization that works to better the lives of Latino workers, and they fought for social programs like school breakfast and better healthcare. The organization also fought against social inequality by using aggressive tactics in the 1960s and 1970s in New York. Mary served as the leading influence in her son's life. Miss Mary, as she was popularly known back in the days, supported her 4 kids by driving a school bus and working a $9.85 per hour job as a housekeeper at the University of Baltimore. Mary, a devout Christian, always stressed the importance of education and respect for others. Raising her kids was tough for her, but it was something she just had to do. Anthony now attributes much of who he is today to his mother. According to him, there was nothing he could do in his lifestyle to pay her back. He was always guided by the firm hand of his mother. Anthony also has 2 brothers named Robert and Wilford and a half-sister named Daphne. Sadly, Michelle, a different sister of his, passed away in 2010. His brothers, Robert Justice Anthony and Wilford Anthony Jr., as well as Michelle, made up Anthony's group of guardian angels. They are all at least 10 years older than their baby brother. Not much is known about Anthony's siblings individually, but we do know that he had a sister who passed away at the age of 32 in Baltimore, as we previously mentioned, Michelle. She died of a pre-existing medical condition and left behind 4 children. Michelle was born on August 18, 1972 in Brooklyn, New York, where she attended John Jay High School before relocating to Baltimore in 1992. She had a brilliant smile, a wild sense of humor, and a strong love for music, particularly the sounds of Mary J. Blige. She was survived by her mother, Mary Anthony, and her children, and her brothers. Sometimes partners may soon begin to notice cracks in their idyllic fairy tale relationships even after strong starts, and the marriage between Lala and Anthony was no different. Lala is a successful Puerto Rican American best-selling author, producer, businesswoman, TV personality, and actress. She became quite famous for her work as an MTV VJ on Total Request Live in the early 2000s. A few years after her fame peaked, Lala and Anthony met in 2003 through a mutual friend. At the time, Lala was hosting an MTV show with DJ Clue before he introduced her to Anthony, who would turn out to be her future husband. Lala and Anthony were initially just friends before evolving into romantic partners. At the time, Anthony and Lala had risen ambitiously with fresh, early success, making it no surprise that Anthony was able to fly out to meet Lala in Long Beach, California for their first date. Being the location where Lala was doing a shoot for MTV, she and Anthony ate at their hotel and hung out for the night. With their date ending really well, Anthony and Lala did not waste any time in developing a deeper connection with each other. Since both Anthony and Lala were happy enough and satisfied with how well things were going, it was only a matter of time before they got engaged. And on Christmas Day of 2004, it happened. The marriage, however, didn't happen until much later, during which they decided to take their time choosing the day. Anthony and Lala did finally get married later. On March 7, 2007, Lala and Anthony welcomed their first son, Kian Carmelo Anthony, before wedding bells had even begun to run. The couple was thrilled to finally have a small family of their own thanks to the arrival of their new baby. And after 6 long years of engagement in 2010, it's not surprising that the wedding day took so long because Anthony was only 19 when the engagement began and his wife was 17. Lala as well didn't mind that they were engaged for so long. In fact, she'd even stopped thinking about it due to the arrival of their son. Their luxurious wedding ceremony took place in New York at a magical location incredibly fitted for such a magical day. Lala walked down the aisle adorned with red and hot pink flowers in a Vera Wang gown. The ceremony was held at Cipriani, and about 320 people attended, including Kim Kardashian and friends. Friends from the sports and entertainment industries who attended the event also included LeBron James, Spike Lee, Serena Williams, Ciara, Kim Kardashian, Amari Stoudemire, Ludacris, and Kelly Rowland, among others. A few years into their marriage, though, in 2012, Anthony was accused of cheating when a 19-year-old woman revealed that she had a 2-month relationship with him since he'd messaged her on Twitter. Anthony and Lala's relationship was undoubtedly strained by this, especially since the conflict was made public. More rumors had started to circulate a year later, according to rumors. In fact, in 2013, Anthony was told by former NBA player Kevin Garnett that Lala tasted like Honey Nut Cheerios during one of their basketball games. This shocking fight sparked rumors that the couple were having marital problems, which may have been the cause of their 2-month separation. Anthony's performance on the court might have been impacted by his toxic public image. Things quickly deteriorated after he did assist the Knicks in obtaining a winning season in his first year signed with them. Despite signing a 5-year contract with the team in 2014, the team's season was a complete failure, with 65 losses in just 1 year. The couple's marriage may have suffered as a result of the career stress caused by his failure, as underperformance has often resulted in negativity and frustration. Despite having a no-trade clause in his contract, Anthony faced criticism and trade rumors as the Knicks had failed to make the playoffs since their stellar 2012-2013 campaign. When Anthony and Lala eventually announced their separation in April 2017, it appeared as though the rumors and accusations were all too much for them to bear. Anthony was once more accused of cheating when it was reported that a dancer in a New York strip club was carrying his child. Although reports later stated that the woman was not expecting his child, Anthony's marriage had still deteriorated, much like the Knicks' court performance. Lala would later reveal that walking away from her marriage with Anthony made her realize that she had the ability to do anything. Quote, "Staying is easier. Walking away is harder," she shared with Charlemagne the God in a Hollywood Reporter interview. Lala finally filed for divorce from Anthony in June 2021. She claimed that it wasn't the easier choice, but she had to make the choice for herself. Quote, "I had to step away from that and try to build my own life while maintaining my sanity and keeping things normal for my son, who had only known his mom and his dad together." End quote. While she never openly admitted that Anthony cheated on her, she alluded to the fact that she didn't think it would happen to her despite people telling her afterward. She also revealed what led to the downfall of her relationship with Anthony. She claimed that Anthony's 2011 trade from the Denver Nuggets to the New York Knicks was the start of the end for her and Anthony during an episode of Alex Cooper's Call Her Daddy podcast. According to her, living in New York with Anthony complicated things for them, and looking back, it was the start of the demise of their marriage. Lala told Cooper that if she did decide to date an athlete, there would be some restrictions. She would probably not date a basketball player again. The Think Like a Man actress also said that following a difficult breakup with Anthony, she does not see herself getting married again. Lala made it clear that she didn't oppose the notion of marriage. She believed that the combination of positive and negative impacts of her relationship with Anthony had made her realize that she would want to not remarry. Even though Lala had relationship issues with Carmelo, this never affected her love for her son. Kian was born on March 7, 2007 in Denver, Colorado, and he's no doubt the son of his father. He is quite popular for being the son of Carmelo and also for being an amazing basketball talent. Yes, he's following in his father's footsteps. As he begins his sophomore year, the 6'3" guard from Christ the King High School in Queens, New York has been gathering mid-major offers and can already count Memphis and Penny Hardaway among his prospective college suitors. Kian recently announced a scholarship offer that caught a lot of attention. He announced on his Twitter page that the Syracuse Orange and their head coach Jin Boehm had offered him a scholarship. Surprisingly, his dad famously led the Orange to the national title on his way to being named the Final Four's most outstanding player as a freshman in 2003. Although Kian is only 15 and may still have a few years before committing, it is exciting to imagine him continuing his father's legacy with the Orange, and maybe in the farther future, getting into the NBA. Enjoyed this family video? Then check out our other videos on the family of famous basketball stars.